Impressive driving force creates a snow special.
Hello, welcome to the sun and the snow of Isola 2000. From that name you will deduce we are 2,000 metres up in the French Alps at a skiing resort which is about an hour and a half out of Nice and not too far from the Italian border. Delighted to be joined on this driving force by Murray Walker. I'm sure you'll agree this is a stunning location.
Absolutely incredible. Well, Isola means snow and sun, and we've certainly got plenty of both of those. And we've also got an absolutely amazing collection of vehicles for our competitors. For instance, a thing called a skidoo, which is a cross between a motorbike and a toboggan. Tricycles with giant donut tyres. A thing called a peace basher, which I wouldn't even attempt to describe. Rally cars, ice driving, that's going to be tremendously spectacular. And a gigantic motorised snow shovel. It's going to be great.
"70 degrees of sunshine on top and freezing cold snow underfoot. That's the essence of good life on the Isola 2000 ski slopes. The visitors here this weekend getting an extra special treat with driving force and our snow special. Here are this year's competitors. Arrows Formula One driver Derek Warwick is joined by top international goalkeeper Pat Jennings. Former double world motocross champion Dave Thorpe has rock star and actress Toyah Willcox with him. Louise Aitken Walker, one of our top rally drivers, is joined by one of our top actors, Peter Howitt, Joey from Bread. Jaguar sports car driver John Watson has another old hand with him, Lenny Bennett.
Those were skidoos. They're fast, they're fun, they're spectacular. And here they are on the line for the first race. And here is ace driver Lenny Bennett.
Second driving force for me, Murray. Looking forward to this. Had to practice, really hairy, good fun.
I'm 4'11", but apparently that goes in my favour. I'm lighter on this machine, quiet to you, but it's a difficult thing to steer. Like all good woman drivers, my steering's pretty dodgy.
Well, this is completely new to me, but I'm really looking forward. I'm going to give it a go.
I've got a tactic. We're going to cheat. Halfway up, I'm going to throw this ball at Pat Jennings and hope he dives off to save it. What do you think?
Great.
Well, I don't know whether they'll still be laughing when they get here to the top. The finish line's on the snow behind me. It's 250 metres horizontally from where they are at the moment, but it's just over 100 metres vertically, and that means at times they will be going up on those skidoos a 1-in-2 gradient.
4, 3. This is it. You can really feel the tension. John Taylor drops the flag, and Lenny Bennett sprints away. Pat Jennings is alongside him. And then it is Peter Howitt. Toyah Willcox is going well, but it is still Lenny Bennett leading. Toyah Willcox is coming up and taking the lead. This is totally unexpected. She was saying earlier on that she didn't know how she was going to handle this powerful device. Well, she's certainly doing it magnificently. Toyah Willcox is leading as she goes into the first chicane. She's building up a very substantial lead. They're coming to the steepest part of the hill now, disappearing from sight momentarily. Now, look at the lead Toyah Willcox has got. This is an incredible performance. In second place behind Toyah now. Pat Jennings is going well. Lenny Bennett is dropping back. Lenny Bennett in the yellow outfit is a bad last. But Toya Wilcox, the only lady in this race, is certainly showing the way. As she rockets up towards the skyline, this is a commanding lead, and if she wins, she's going to get 4 points for her team.
Toya way in front now, the lightest one in the race. And she's won that by a considerable distance, about 50 feet or so. Peter Howitt coming in second place. Pat Jennings came in third, and fourth was Lenny Bennett.
I was so scared, my heart was bang, 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 bang.
Wonderful. We got the motocross man as your team partner now, Dave Thorpe. He should be good on these.
Oh, he's deadly. I've been on one with him. He's deadly. He's going to be good.
That isn't Dave Thorpe, that's another distraction here this weekend, the World Parachuting Championships.
And now, after a dramatic surprise result in race 1, this is heat 2, the professionals. Left to right, rally driver Louise Aitken-Walker. Second, without the helmet, Grand Prix driver Derek Warwick. Third, the motocross world champion Dave Thorpe. And fourth, on the right-hand side, Grand Prix and sports car driver John Watson.
5, 4,
3, 2, 1, go! John Taylor waves the flag. Derek Warwick is already down behind the handlebars. It's Warwick and Dave Thorpe dropping back. Derek Warwick, with his teeth gritted, is ahead. Louise Aitken-Walker is in second place. Dave Thorpe is dropping back. Now that's surprising, because Dave Thorpe is in the same team as Toya Wilcox, and people thought that she had the fastest skidoo. But Dave Thorpe, the motocross rider, is last. John Watson is in third position. Leading is, well, as they go up the hill, down the helmet behind my side, it's Derek Warwick, easily identifiable without the helmet, in the lead. Then in second place behind him, it's Louise Aitken-Walker. So Warwick leads, Aitken-Walker second, Watson third. Dave Thorpe taking a tight line as he goes up the hill, but Derek Warwick has really got that Yamaha two-stroke motor chiming. Full revs as he cuts into the poles, and he's now up to the skyline. It's Warwick leading, Aitken-Walker second, Watson third, and Thorpe fourth and last as they approach the finish line.
Warwick's style helped him tremendously up the hill there, ducking down behind the handlebars to get into the slipstream, and he comes up just to take the applause as he crosses the finish line. A good first there from Louise Aitken-Walker in second place. John Watson's coming in third, Dave Thorpe in fourth place. And that gives us, out of all that confusion, a slightly strange situation, because Howitt and Aitken-Walker are now equal first with Derek Warwick and Pat Jennings.
Derek come up with a crafty one. He nicked Toya's ski, which is obviously the quickest one, and he left me with a slow one.
We were actually...
Derek cheats.
John said we were, what was it, normally aspirated?
Lenny Bennett has problems.
Particularly after last night, very aspirated. Yes, exactly. We were quite aspirated this morning at about 4 o'clock down this hill on a tray.
Now, how do the points work for the Shell Trophy? Well, at the end of each event, 7 to the winner, 4 to second place, 2 to third, and 1 for fourth. And after the skidoos, with 2 teams joint winners, their points are shared.
All right, that's the easy event out the way. We start making things very difficult now. 3-wheeled motorcycle, difficult enough to handle on grass, but on snow and through tight gateways, this is the course our competitors have got to go through. They've got to leave the red poles on their right-hand side. If they touch them, they're eliminated, and they're going to collect points as they go up for each one they clear. Let's have a go. Right, through that one, all right. Oh, just touched there. That's me out. 2 gears, a higher gear, I hope. He slides sideways on this camber. There's a heck of a camber on the slope. You've got to try and straighten it up to get it through this gate. Through that one. Now, onto this one. Again, a heck of a slope here that means I have to lean over and then straighten up to get through. And, oh! Ah! I think I failed.
Mike clearly overwhelming John Watson, and the first to go are the celebrities.
Lenny, in the time-honoured fashion,
Yes.
everything to gain,
Yes.
nothing to lose.
Absolutely. The last shall be first, because this time we're really going for it. Thank you, Peter. Peter Howard is losing control of his senses. He keeps throwing snow at me, so he's going to lose in this.
Will you
But
keep control of the bike?
almost certainly for at least the first 2 gates.
OK, Lenny.
And Lenny Bennett's off. There's no stopwatch on this. There's no time. It's purely on the fact that they score points for clearing a gate. He's through the first one. He has 1 point. Leaving the red poles on the right.
Oh, Len, good boy.
Good to look at the concentration on the face. Okay, across the little meadow. Now the camber gets very strange. You can see how hard he's having to lean across because the bike is being pulled down the slope and he's trying to get it through that gate and he's clipped. So now he said he'd clear 2 gates and he has, but he's failed at the 3rd. You're going to do better than Lenny Bennett?
Oh, obviously. Everyone does better than Lenny Bennett.
Okay. All right, ready? Off you go.
Away she goes. Now up to the first gate. Got to get between the poles, and they're just wide enough to let the ATC through. Through she goes. Now up to the second gate. She's going to miss it. She's missed it altogether.
Pat Jennings was 3rd, and he slipped and slid his way through 3 gates, as did Peter Howitt. Next up, the professionals, and already on the course, Louise.
This is all new to Louise Aitken-Walker, who's used to 4 wheels and not 3. But she's going extremely well so far as she approaches the 360-degree turn at gate 5. You have to ride right the way around that. And the difficult thing about these Honda trikes is that there is no differential in the back axle, as a result of which the wheels are both turning at the same speed, and if you don't lean out at the right point, you can lose it altogether. Louise going extremely well, getting to the very difficult part of the hill, bouncing to ensure that she gets grip at the rear wheels, which she does. She's still moving forward, but now she has stopped. Up goes the red flag.
So her 5 points add to Peter Howitt's 3. That gives them a total of 8 gates. Next, it's Derek Warwick. His partner, Pat Jennings, scored 3, so Warwick will need at least 6 gates to get into the lead on this event. There's the first one. Another one of those guys who's actually only used to 4 wheels and not 3. He's cleared 2 gates. And he's cleared 3. Just 3 more could get in the lead. Much jeering from other competitors. Derek Warwick, a super competitive guy, doesn't always go down so well with the others. 4 gates now.
Now Derek Warwick is really going for it, by far the fastest run that we have had, as he comes up to gate 5, the 360-degree turn. Taking it very wide, but there's no time over this discipline, which irks Derek a little because he thought that time would make it a lot more interesting. Never mind, it's working to his advantage as he comes up to gate 6. This is very difficult to keep traction here, but he's got plenty of power going through to the rear wheels, through that solid back axle. He's going to lose motion. No, he's not. He's keeping it going. That's gate 6. And you're allowed to foot. There's no problem there as he comes up to gate 7. But I think he's lost. Derek Warwick doesn't look too clear about where he's supposed to be going as he tackles gate 7. Never mind, he's going jolly well, and he's through gate 7, up to gate 8 and through it. This is the best climb we've had of the lot, but now the most difficult ones of them all, 9 and 10, and you can see that he's sliding sideways and fiercely putting his feet down to help the ATC forward. That red pole has got to be to his right, and he's lost motion. He's stopped, that's it. Derek Warwick fails at gate 9, so he cleared gate 8.
Toya Wilcox cleared only 1, so Dave Thorpe has to score all 10 gates to go into the lead position with Warwick and Jennings.
I seem to have said this before today, this should be your event.
Well, I've got 1 extra wheel. I'm very, very apprehensive about it. I thought Derek would do it, which would give me confidence, but he failed, so my confidence has definitely taken a knock.
Well, if anyone can do 10 gates, Dave Thorpe can, but if he does, I'm Franz Klammer. Dave, of course, is thoroughly attuned to all things motorcycle. He's used to power characteristics. This is only a 125cc engine, but nevertheless the principles are exactly the same, and Dave Thorpe is still clear, but he's still got the really difficult gates to do. Gate 7, there is no time penalty for slowness on this discipline. So Dave hasn't got a problem as he approaches gate 7 clean. Well, he's failed at gate 7, and that's a surprise to me.
But a great relief to Franz Klammer. Last to go, John Watson needs all 10 gates to win with Lenny Bennett. Let's see if he can do it.
If John Watson can do this climb, and he would be the only one who had, his team would be in the lead. But I must say, it looks pretty unlikely. Well, he's doing the right thing. He's bouncing hard to get grip through to those rear wheels, and he has not yet stopped on the entire run. This is very difficult. But with judicious use of the throttle, with lots of bouncing, John Watson is only just keeping going.
Come on, John. Come on, keep it going. Such a long way to go up this course. It's getting steeper and steeper, and it's showing now. He's failed. There's the red flag. John Watson fails. He scores 6 gates. So that puts him and Lenny Bennett sharing second place points with Peter Howard and Louise Aitken-Walker. And our scoreboard after the second event looks like this. Pat Jennings and Derek Warwick in the lead by 4 points from Peter Howard and Louise Aitken-Walker. Toya Wilcox and Dave Thorpe holding up the bottom end there with 3.
This may look like an aircraft control column, but it's not. It's the control column of the most fantastic machine I've ever seen, and certainly the most fantastic machine I've ever driven. It's called in German a Piste Bully, and in English a Piste Basher, and it does a fantastic job. Isola 2000 doesn't just have this one, it has a whole fleet of them. It's their duty to get the pistes absolutely smooth and in pristine condition. It's a finger-light touch to just control it. You can spin it on a sixpence, whatever that is, Mr. Nubar Gulbenkian once said. And when you want to straighten out, it's, if you like, a hands-off job. Now we're spinning across the snow absolutely effortlessly. A little right turn, perhaps. And if you put the steering column right over to the right, one track goes forward and the other track goes backwards. In front of me here, there is a big snow plough with about 8 different positions. You can twizzle it this way or that way, up or down. It is driven, incidentally, by a 5.6-litre 6-cylinder Mercedes-Benz engine which develops some 200 horsepower. And they are very, very strong horsepower indeed. I've got it up to 2,500 RPM. That big Mercedes-Benz motor behind me is really thrumming, I can feel it. All 6 cylinders working overtime, 200 horsepower. Now, what we're going to do is there is a very steep hill here, and we're going to go for it. Just a finger touch, you see. We've got to be very careful not to hit that pylon with the edge of the snowplow. And now the Piste Basher is just effortlessly climbing up the hill. It's absolutely no bother at all. It's just like a car. You've got a magnificent radio in it. You have got a heater. You've got a blind in front of you. You've got lights over the top of you. You've got windows at the back. I'm trying to remember my motorcycle trials riding technique because you actually had to back off. Well, I've backed off, and this shows you how foolproof the Piste Basher is, because even with a complete newcomer like me at the control column, it's just stopped dead in its tracks. We are at a very, very steep angle indeed. I'm going to press the button here. Now we're going to go very slowly, I hope, backwards. Yep. Now we'll do a little right turn here. Give it a bit of welly. Swing it round. Now I flick it here. Just touch the button. There was a bit of a disaster imminent there. And now we're going to head for home. And I'll build up the revs. 2,000. Into a bit of a dip here. Let it go down. Now I'm giving it some welly to force out of the dip. Must be careful not to go too far to the right here because there's quite a steep precipice. Now we back off and it will stop. How's that then? Fantastic.
Useful in any Grand Prix anywhere in the world, that one. We are now about 3,000 metres up for the start of event number 3 with those Piste Bashers.
And first off, in the most bizarre event we've ever had in Driving Force, we have going for the red gate on this course will be Dave Thorpe and Toyah Willcox, with Dave doing the driving. Also have a professional piste driver in there with them, if you'll pardon the expression. And on the other side, it's John Watson driving, Lenny Bennett cracking the jokes, and the piste driver trying to keep them on course. Down goes the tricolour. And off go these very strange-looking vehicles. Extremely difficult to manoeuvre. They've got to go through the gates. If they touch the gate, he's touched the gate. That's going to be a 5-second penalty there. I think a gate went there for Dave Thorpe. But Dave has the lead slightly on John Watson as they charge up the hill. Not too much throttle control on these, so it's really all about trying to minimise the drag as you go up the hill, try and keep the momentum of the machine going as they go into the 360-degree turn round the piste markers.
Dave and Toyah in the lead, very convincingly then, and Toyah's talking Dave through in the cab.
Right, straighten up, you're away.
Away he is now. He's got the straight in front of him, and look, on the left, the others are still turning. Now, Dave Thorpe is well away, and they're going the wrong way. Watson and Bennett have gone the wrong way round their marker. They shouldn't be penalised for that, but Dave Thorpe anyway is taking advantage of his lead. He's driving up that very, very steep slope. It's much steeper than it looks here. See how far back the others are. Over the crest comes Dave Thorpe, looks over his shoulder, over the line. Thorpe and Toyah Willcox win then. Bennett and Watson coming up to the crest, a rather poor second.
Hey, très bon.
We took it seriously, Mary. This was professional, serious effort. But I don't know which way I went round the wrong way.
That's what I call Irish. Now we go on to Heat 2 and watch out for that Scots rally driver.
Louise, you're second overall. This is your big chance.
Yeah, and this is a big machine.
Yeah, but driving in the snow is nothing new to you.
Well, we'll see at the finish anyway. We'll try our best.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
John Taylor starts the event, or Jean Taylor as he's known in these parts. And they head down the hill towards our camera. It's pretty neck and neck, but the first on the turn there was Louise Aitken-Walker. Very tight turn, straight back through the gate, and in fact she's got the lead on Derek Warwick.
Good girl. Brush it, brush it, brush it. We're there, we're strong, we're strong.
I'm sorry.
We're really strong, we're winning. They're down on us, Lou. Keep going.
Come on, Lee.
She is storming up that hill. Warwick going very slow, and he's lost momentum. He's hit a steep part of the hill, and he's trying to get it round the post now.
Yes, Louise Aitken-Walker is proving that women rally drivers are better than real live Grand Prix aces. Really tight round the marker. Straightens it up, foot down. Look how far Derek Warwick is back. He's tremendously competitive. He won't like this one little bit. Up to the crest goes the flying piste basher of Louise Aitken-Walker.
Munch, 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 munch.
I'm trying.
You're strong. No, you're strong. Ah, beaten Warwick, I love it.
There's lots of adrenaline in that cab and in that one, but Derek, I regret to say, has made a real porridge of it. Derek, you've got to have an excuse, but I can't imagine what it is.
Well, Murray, after 18 years of motor racing, I've always got an excuse. I obviously just had a dumb one. Hey, I was flat to the metal.
And so to an absolutely nail-biting final, because if Louise Aitken-Walker, going in the red lane here, wins this final, then she goes into the lead overall of Driving Force. And up against her in the final, it's Dave Thorpe, who's got everything to improve upon and could do very well here. Let's go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
And they're off. down towards their respective gates for the final time in this event with these strange-looking vehicles that look like they've just come off Thunderbirds. Louise Aitken-Walker does a beautiful turn there. She is so good at getting that round on its tracks. Absolutely immaculate. She's left Dave Thorpe standing, and he's taken the blue. Dave Thorpe incurs a 5-second penalty as he clips a blue flag going out there. So Louise merely has to keep him in her sights, although he seems to have got the legs on her up the hill, and it does seem as though on this red lane they do have to struggle with a slightly steeper gradient than on the blue lane.
Well, to coin a phrase, this is the big one, and there's a lot of honour at stake. Round the left-handed marker goes Dave Thorpe. Dave Thorpe with a very clear lead. He can see, of course, exactly where Louise Aitken-Walker is. She's still making the turn. There she is in the white jacket. Thorpe coming up the hill towards us. It looks as though it's going to be a victory for the top motocross man against the ace woman rally driver, Louise Aitken-Walker. Climb, climb, climb. It's so steep, this. Those tracks really biting. And there's Louise Aitken-Walker. She's doing the best she can, but it's not going to be good enough. Dave Thorpe wins. Now, where is Louise? She's still coming up to the finish line. Nothing she can do about it. She finishes in second place. Victory, then, for Dave Thorpe as Louise goes across the line. And what a super first day it's been. Glorious setting at Isola 2000, glorious weather, and for Dave Thorpe, a glorious win.
Now, Dave, that was a good drive. You must be happy with that.
Yeah, we're very, very happy. We had a penalty at the bottom, I think, but yeah, we're happy. What makes us more happy is that Derek had a 4th place. So.
Yeah.
He had stormed into
Down with Derek.
Well, it's now very, very close for the overall leader.
Fan club here, eh? Oh, look.
Well, we started today off across the other side of the valley there, low down. We finished up high up, and so have our points positions. A thrilling day's competition gives us the leaderboard looking like this. Derek Warwick still holds the lead with Pat Jennings on 13.5 points, but closing right up to just 1 point behind, it's Louise Aitken-Walker and Peter Howitt. 10 points moving well up, Dave Thorpe and Toya Wilcox winning the last event there, and John Watson slips down to 4th place with Lenny Bennett. But I'm sure they'll put all that competition behind them now as they enjoy the end of day 1 and look forward to day 2 of Driving Force.
Isola 2000 is a purpose-built ski resort. It's surrounded by some wonderful slopes, and Derek Warwick and John Watson, as pretty good skiers, are going off up to the higher slopes to try out those steep ones. Meanwhile, closer to Earth, the mere mortals are having their first lesson.
You've got very high, Toy. Are those men's trousers you've got on, Toy?
And when you get a little bit better, you can get as good as these two, speeding down the side of the mountain. But everyone's got to start somewhere.
I'm now strong. I need the pole. Way strong.
Come on, do the dancing. Okay, I see the Is this what you had in mind?
Never. Sit down. Sit down.
Peter, move! Oh, God!
Don't forget that it takes many years of finely honed practice to get as good as these two are on the slopes.
You must push your foot on the snow. Don't tell. Push your foot off the snow, okay?
Yes, don't worry down there on the nursery slopes. You'll soon be as good as these two are.
This is how to ski.
But half the fun of going skiing is the après skiing as we settle back for dusk at Isola 2000 and the professional ski instructors show us how it's really done.
Well, welcome to the start of day 2 of Driving Force. You can tell it's day 2 because we all look like pandas now from the sunshine. You have a good night last night?
Slept like a baby, went to bed early and I needed the sleep. Everybody did.
Do you think you can keep the dinner down as we go around this course?
Oh, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be very slippery, very bumpy. Let's give it a go.
This is the ice race coming up. We're just going to try and do some sort of a demonstration here with Murray calling the corners and me trying to get round them, but there may not be any hope. Let's give it a go.
The car is a Ford Sierra Cosworth, 240 horsepower. It's basically a figure of 8. It's very, very bumpy indeed. And we're coming down now to the long looping right-hander where the morning sun has melted the snow at the top. There's ice underneath. Mike goes down a gear, tucks in tight, handbrake on, and you understeer here. We've got to be very careful not to go into the bank. How are you finding it, Mike?
Very tricky. It's a lot more slippery than I thought it was. Sheet ice up here.
You feel
sideways on the straight.
Feel colossal wheel spin. Now we have to dive between the bank. We're at the junction of the 2 loops with a figure of 8. And it's left hand down here into the top loop, swing it round, get the back out if you can, but it's difficult because the car is understeering. Now we go through the junction again, try and avoid the cone. Now we're back into the straight. You're going well, Mike. Great stuff.
This is very quick. Second gear, maximum revs. I'm losing breath down here. And we're going to try and get around this corner at the end. First gear, handbrake.
And the trick, of course, is to keep momentum and not to go off into the boonies.
The bottom end of this hairpin is now flooded with melted snow.
This is a good one. This is quick. I can feel it in my bone marrow, and we're really moving now. Now, instead of going through the loop this time, we go straight on and take the right-hander at the top, and then we go through the loop, cross the line and stop, and that is the completion. Oh! We're nearly going into the bank there. Well recovered, Mike. Nice one. Mike, I think you set a standard time.
Oh, welcome to that one.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
And Pat Jennings gently off the start line, not too much wheel spin, first gear, and he's got second gear, so he's moving up the box smoothly, and not a trace of skidding or sliding yet. That means he is smooth and fast.
Pat Jennings is co-driver to Derek Warwick. Derek's very quick, and Pat's brief must be keep it going, set a steady time. He's round the corner gently now. It's very easy to go off there. Well done, through the water. Bags of wheel spin as he puts his foot down. Accelerates away to the left-hander, back into the straight, up towards the top loop.
And here they come, first time up from the hairpin. Still looking smooth, over through the crossover part of the course. Unhurried. Very, very smooth for Pat Jennings through the hairpin here. Nicely done. Bit of acceleration out, bit of wheel spin, bit of a fishtail, back through the crossover. And into the last lap. Whoa, and too confident. Into the snowbank. Way too confident on the exit. The turbocharger came in, gave him more power than he needed on the exit there, and took him right round into that snowbank, but no damage to car or drivers.
One mistake, that's all it takes.
2.5 minutes, Pat. I think maybe half a minute of that was lost on that spin, wasn't it?
Just one mistake, yeah.
Yeah, what happened there?
What a down to experience.
What actually happened?
Just too much boot, I think, too much acceleration.
You were really enjoying yourself?
Brilliant, yeah.
So, Derek, a bit of time to make up now.
Yes, I think we're going to have to go for it.
2.5 minutes, disaster for Pat, so it's all down to Derek because their times are aggregated.
2, 1, go!
Now, we've seen Warwick go for it before on Driving Force, and when he goes for it, it's very spectacular. Second gear down the hill, it looks like he's caught third there.
Here's Derek, and knowing him, it's going to be all revs and action, but funnily enough, that could be just the wrong thing to do, especially here, because if you go into this corner too quick, you come out too wide and you lose it. But he doesn't. That's a nice clean turn. He might have been able to hug it a bit better, but you see he's losing a lot of time through wheel speed as he accelerates away.
Up the hill towards us, he's only taken 34 seconds so far. He is going. He's got to get through here. He's gone the wrong way. He's gone the wrong way. Warwick has gone way too quick, overshot the junction. He's gone completely the wrong way. So now what? Disqualified. John Taylor, the referee, has disqualified Derek Warwick. It's so embarrassing, isn't it?
It is very embarrassing, actually. Pat said that when I went by on the first time, he said, I thought you were going a little bit too quick to go through that gap. He thought this might be a big shunt.
We were so sad. We wanted him to have another go. We didn't want him disqualified.
So have you learnt anything from watching him do his quick time round there?
Yes.
Bennett has 250 horsepower under his right foot. How will he go?
Lenny Bennett into second gear, nice and gently. Getting instructions from John Watson. So much experience to come from John Watson, he's worth listening to.
You don't have to rush. Yeah, lovely. Keep going down. Okay, brake now. Get into first gear. Put it in the first gear. And just go down. Push the clutch in now. All right. Okay, all right. Okay, get it on. All right, lovely. Straighten up. Perfect. Great. Lovely, Lenny. Beautiful job. Not too many revs. Few less revs. Put it in third gear, then it'll pull it easier. Okay, that's fine. Doing a good job.
Back into my sight, 40 seconds, so only about 6 seconds slower than Derek Warwick was on his quick run. So he's nice and smooth, Lenny Bennett. Opposite locking his way there, the hands crossed over. The Institute of Advanced Motorists wouldn't like it, but that doesn't matter in rally driving. You just got to keep it on the island. Look at that steering wheel going backwards and forwards as he slides the car through here on the crossover and down the hill onto his last lap.
Good, great.
Lenny is through the loop impeccably, down to this most demanding right-hander for the second time. On his way to an extremely good run, tucks it in tight. John Watson sitting alongside him, no doubt giving him a word of advice and encouragement from time to time, and he gets away from the corner much better this time than he did the first. And as I said, he gives too much acceleration and fishtails a bit, but he's going well.
Great, lovely.
Straight on now to a right-hand hairpin. Down to first gear. Gently through there. He's got plenty of time to play with. This is a jolly good time for Lenny Bennett.
Same again. Clutch.
Fastest of the celebrities so far on the course. He stops at 1:57.14. Do you want the egg timer version or the stopwatch version?
Give us the time. We did it on a calendar, didn't we?
1:57.14, a very good time.
Is that okay?
Yeah, excellent
time.
time.
It's amazing what naked fear will do.
You enjoyed that, didn't you?
It was terrific. Well, we had to keep going, which we managed to do. It was fun.
An awful lot of the hands crossing on the steering wheel, keeping it all in a straight line there. Looked ever so good.
Hands were just a mere blur, that's all they were.
Motorsport is all about having fun, and Lenny Bennett's certainly doing that. John Watson now, the professional driver in the seat. Let's just see what the Jaguar driver can do on ice.
Go!
John Watson in last place on our leaderboard at the moment. So he and Lenny have got everything to make up on this, the second day of Driving Force. And Watson, of course, with his deep rivalry with Derek Warwick, wants to get a quicker time.
So far, this is a copybook drive from Grand Prix driver John Watson. He's really taken the Sierra Cosworth by the scruff of the neck, and he got right. As I say that, John Watson spins to a standstill. Oh, this is really bad. He's lost it altogether, gesticulating frantically. An appalling drive for John. He's really blown it.
Yet again, Murray Walker's words are the kiss of death to a professional driver.
The idea of this competition is the professionals are supposed to show the celebrities how to do it, Mr. Watson.
This is true.
You are almost half a minute slower than Mr. Bennett.
Well, I'm afraid the water jump was very deep, and we had a little stop for refreshment in it.
A steady run for Toyah Willcox and Dave Thorpe. They've gone round 151.5 for Dave Thorpe, 213.1 for Toyah Willcox, and they can only be beaten now by Louise Aitken-Walker and Peter Howitt, who are last to go on the course on this ice driving school, which is situated permanently here at Isola 2000. Here's Louise instructing Peter Howitt.
Brilliant! Well done. That way. Oh, brilliant! Keep going, keep going, keep going. Steady now. Keep going. Second.
Very smooth time coming up for Peter Howitt at 158.2. And now Louise Aitken-Walker is in the driving seat.
Don't look at Warwick. Warwick knows he's out of it. We're going to win this.
2, 1, go.
Good girl. Strong, 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 strong. No heroics. Strong.
So far, the experts have shown how not to do it. Warwick went the wrong way. John Watson stopped. So, Louise Aitken-Walker has to regain the honour of the experts, and in so doing, she could take the lead for her team overall in the entire competition so far. And she's round this tricky bend for the first time in beautiful style.
Up the hill, and she's on 38 seconds.
Right.
Louise going very well. She's very experienced on rally special stages. Of course, you don't get too much practice on ice conditions in Britain. You do on the European rallies, the Swedish and the Finnish rallies. Keeping the power down. Knowing that all she has to do is to complete this.
This could be, and looks like being, the run that will win the rally driving sequence, because Louise Aitken is almost home into the long, tight right-hander. Front wheels well over to the right, creeping over a bit to the left, but she's kept it going. She hasn't stopped. Touch of wheel spin, accelerates away, round the left-hander, on target for a really good time.
Good. Don't blow it.
Up the hill for the last time for Louise Aitken-Walker and Peter Howitt. Smoothly up to the right-hand hairpin. Hard on the brakes.
First.
Now, will she take the fastest time of the day? It's going to be the fastest official time for sure, because here she comes across the line now. And I make that a 146.7. 146.7. That's the fastest official time of the day.
Slippy, wasn't it?
Very slippy out there, yeah.
Now I realise how hard it was for you.
Very slippy.
Much jubilation from those two, because in fact we now have a change at the top of the leaderboard. They've taken themselves in front. Peter Howitt and Louise Aitken-Walker on 19.5 points. A disastrous event for Pat Jennings and Derek Warwick. They've dropped down to second place. And look at Lenny Bennett and John Watson. They've got to go something to improve.
Now, the next test is sheer torture. Basically, the team partners just have to drive up an icy, snow-covered track in a Ford Granada. But wheel spin soon stops them. And there's a solid snowbank ahead with a socking great power digger on the other side. So, while one fits the chains, the other clears the snow. Or at least, that's what they're supposed to do.
Derek Warwick. That's the snow he's supposed to clear with the digger, not with his body.
But Derek has got a lot of experience at handling this kind of power implement. Worked on the farm in the past, he's used to levers as well as wheels. What do you have to do next?
Get the other one on.
Warwick heading for the snow for the first bucketful.
And of course, once you've filled it, you have to empty it.
Pat Jennings not having much luck at the moment with the steel knitting.
Looks terribly easy when you're not doing it yourself.
So it's get it right over the other side of the tower, yes?
Yep. That's it. Back up, that one.
Now, while Pat Jennings reverses to tighten up the chains, Derek Warwick reverses to get rid of another shovel full of snow. And there's plenty more where that came from. Automatic gearbox.
Difficulty, of course, is seeing past the big shovel full of snow to see where you're dumping it, but he's got it right. Pat still struggling with the right rear wheel under the eyes of John Taylor, the referee. And this looks to me like it might be the final shovel full of snow for Derek Warwick. He's going to have to clear that out the way. Oh, he's coming straight for the camera. That's very nice of him.
I think he's just pushing it out of the way and he's going to tamp it down.
Clever technique of Derek Warwick, just crushing that snow down to try and create a smooth path for the car when it hopefully gets up this way.
Now, Derek's got to sprint down the track, through the wall that he's cleared. Pat's just tightening up the chains there. Derek's going to get in the driving seat, or will Pat take over? And are they going to be able to get the Ford Granada going? Derek's driving.
I do believe we're finally getting going towards the end of this leg of the event.
I wonder.
Are the snow chains going to hold, though? There's the time on your screen. That is minutes, not hours.
Well, if someone's got to push, I can't think of a better man than Pat Jennings. He has got the muscle and the determination. Derek's got the cushy job.
And now you know why nobody ever carries snow chains in their boot.
But they are giving them traction. They're just rolling. They've just got to get through this stretch here, which is where the snow was that Derek has cleared, round a left-hand bend. Derek will see the checkered flag. Pat Jennings will run past it, and they've set a standard time.
You allowed to run across the finish line, Murray?
Provided you're following the car.
The problems didn't get any better for our next pair. Dave Thorpe and Toyah Wilcox. Dave had a good run in the digger and cleared the path very quickly. Toyah Wilcox struggled with the snow chains, and eventually the pair were to get nowhere, and in fact got no score on this. They were disqualified completely because the car never moved.
Louise Aitken-Walker at the digger, clearing the snow wall. An ex-shepherdess, incidentally. Just the experience you need for this sort of thing.
Tremendously versatile driver she's been on Driving Force, and she put a good run in the digger, which is a good thing because as a digger, Peter Howitt wasn't a lot of use. Louise got the road cleared very quickly and ran back to help out, but they were to move nowhere, just like Dave Thorpe and Toyah Wilcox.
John, how much practice have you had with the digger?
None at all, Mary. I reckon the best way to take this programme is to do the least amount of practice. You get the most amount of time on the TV.
Lenny? Yep. Stand by. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
There ain't no rush, Lenny. That's where we're going. Go back now.
We didn't say we had to go
That's enough. Stop. That's enough. No, stop there now.
Clever stuff from John Watson here, backing the car up to the high piece of snow to apparently make it easier for Lenny Bennett to get the snow chains on. John sprinting off up towards the digger.
Good game this, isn't it?
The digger's that way.
Where?
That way, that way. Just over the mountain.
Should my hands be bleeding? Is that part of the course?
You get a bonus for that.
Hang on. Thanks, Derek. What time does it go dark round here?
Watty, meanwhile, well at home in the digger, pounding that snow, getting it into the shovel, and clearing the track.
There's a pair of gloves, lads. Don't rush. There's a pair of gloves, you scoundrels. Right.
Well, I must say, for filling the shovel, John gets 10 out of 10. But for emptying it, he gets absolutely 0.
I realise I'm on the wrong show. This is the Krypton fact. You've switched the chains or something.
Lenny Bennett trying to think up umpteen excuses while John Watson does the clean business with the snow.
Look, let me explain. There is a technical way of doing this. Can I show you? It goes...
John Watson has now emptied half the snow. Trouble is, he's put it all back.
Oh, Murray, how could you do this? Decent people. Where's Watson?
Not that far away. Getting that snow out the way. This looks like the last shovelful to go. And he'll be coming back to help you any moment now, Lenny.
That seems about fair. According to this, Route Bedaglagen, ganz hinten, Reifenschlieben, darf noch sehen, the Begül, Reifel is
This was an ancient German swear word there that Lenny Bennett had picked up.
I say, when John gets back from all his digging work, he's going to get a nasty surprise at the bottom of the hill.
Right, it's gold chain.
No, that's it. We've gone, pull it.
Gold chain. Gold chain is under there with the remains of my thumb. Gold chain. Try other wheel. Think. There's no gold chain. Where's the gold chain gone? Lenny! Yeah, I've got this gold chain. Yeah, everything's fine. Can you use the other gold chain the other side, John? Yeah. John.
Are you ready? Ready?
What?
You ready?
Yeah.
Come on,
okay.
let's go.
How the hell did you do that?
All shipshape and Bristol fashion. A good job, well done by Lenny Bennett and by John Watson. Now all they've got to do is just drive up the track.
And in fact, they didn't get very far. They eventually finished second place on this event by getting stuck on the track, all of which rather goes to prove an earlier theory of mine that it probably would have been easier to bury the car and drive the digger home.
And with just one event to go, Pat Jennings and Derek Warwick go back to the top. But just half a point separates them from Louise and Peter. And it's a close fight behind them. Can Bennett and Watson avoid coming last?
Right, electrifying finish coming up then. We have a mathematical chance of 2 teams winning outright on this driving force in the snow. The action is going to be very fast and furious on the skidoos. It's a pit stop race. The celebrities going first for 2 laps of the track. They stop here in the pits, hand over to the professionals who then do 3 laps. It's a match race. The winner of the event will be decided on this race.
It's Lenny Bennett in the yellow, Toyah Willcox in the grey, Peter Howard in the white and Pat Jennings in the black. And Toyah Willcox takes the lead as she goes into the first right-hand corner. This diminutive little lady is in the lead. She's very light, she's ideally suited for this. She's got a weight advantage and she's got all the guts in the world. So Toyah Willcox is leading in the 250 Yamaha powered skidoo. Lenny Bennett is in second place. Peter Howard, straining, is in third place and being caught by Pat Jennings as they go over the bump into the right-hander. It starts to climb here and it's all power down. Toyah runs very wide indeed. She's run off course. Toyah Willcox has run off course, but she's back on line now. She's still in the lead. Lenny Bennett is in second place. Peter Howard third. Pat Jennings is down to fourth place. And this is the end of the first lap for the celebrities, and Howard comes through. Howard is coming up into second place alongside Lenny Bennett. Into the right-hander again. Toya Wilcox driving an absolutely magnificent race, and Howard going very wide indeed as they come up to the dip, and Lenny Bennett going back again into second place and gaining on Toya Wilcox, who looks over her shoulder, and Bennett is going to take the lead. And Pat Jennings is fighting Howard. They go into the last bend for their stint absolutely together. Now, is Toya Wilcox going to run wide? Lenny Bennett has taken the lead. Up into second place has come Pat Jennings. Toya Wilcox is down to fourth. And Peter Howard is third as they come into the pits for the change. Lenny Bennett stops. John Watson takes his place. And Derek Warwick is away in second place. In third position, it's Louise Aitken-Walker, and in fourth place, Dave Thorpe. And these are the professionals, and they've got 3 laps to do. And it's Grand Prix veteran, Jaguar sports car driver, John Watson in the lead, building up a lead. But Derek Warwick, Grand Prix driver in the Arrows team, is in second place. Dave Thorpe, the motocross world champion, is third. And in fourth place, in the grey, is Dave Thorpe coming up fast on the outside. And Warwick goes through and takes the lead. Warwick takes the lead from John Watson. And Thorpe nudges Watson off and out. John Watson is pushed out of the course and off in the grey. Well, there is John Watson in the yellow, and he is in the middle of the course. He looks as though he hasn't done himself a lot of good at all. Louise Aitken-Walker has gone into his skidoo. And now, on the second lap, it's a fight between Derek Warwick and Dave Thorpe, because Louise Aitken-Walker is struggling to get her skidoo going again. John Watson is limping back, but as they're coming up to start the last lap now, it's a real struggle. Derek Warwick grinning all over his face, and don't forget that Derek Warwick is in the lead overall, but Dave Thorpe is challenging. This is the last lap. Louise Aitken-Walker is back in the hunt as Warwick with Thorpe right alongside him into the dip absolutely together, and Thorpe's got the line. Thorpe's ahead, and he gives the big boot to Derek Warwick. Yes, it's going to be victory for the motocross rider. Dave Thorpe, they're coming up to lap Louise Aitken-Walker now into the last bend together. Louise Aitken-Walker has still got a lap to go. John Watson is perfectly okay. Dave Thorpe is going to win. Dave Thorpe wins, and Derek Warwick takes second place. Louise Aitken-Walker will finish third, and John Watson finishes in fourth place. And that means to say, I think, that Derek Warwick and Pat Jennings have won overall.
You're right, Murray, but it's a close run thing. Derek Warwick and Pat Jennings, 25.5 points. 2.5 points behind them, Louise Aitken-Walker and Peter Howitt. Just half a point behind them, Dave Thorpe and Toya Wilcox. But way down at the bottom, John Watson and Lenny Bennett couldn't avoid coming last. So to the prize presentation on the slopes of Isola 2000. Our winners, and for the second year running, Derek Warwick is on the winning team. This year, together with Pat Jennings, they get the trophies. And to present them is the Retail Divisional Manager of Shell UK Oil, John Bamberg.
Congratulations.
Well done to Derek and to Pat, a very competitive pairing. Very competitive event we've had on the slopes this year. And unique surroundings, of course, up here in the snow. And where there are Grand Prix drivers involved, there is inevitably some champagne to be waved around as well as part of the prize presentation. John Bamberg should realise that he is dealing with professionals here. And Derek Warwick wins yet again. From Murray Walker and myself and all on Driving Force Snow Special, goodbye.
Our film for this holiday afternoon is the fast-moving wartime